Hey everyone, welcome back to this episode of Kart Crazy. Today we're working on our Manager Special. This is a car I picked up about a month or so ago. Been kind of collecting some parts and some thoughts of what I want to do with it. So we'll do a quick walk around. I'll show you what we've got for parts, what my plan is, and what I've done so far. Come along for the ride. Let's get started. So not much has changed since you saw the car last time. I did do one thing in here, and because this cart was set up for the 6 8-volt batteries, there was just a little bit of plastic in the way right in this corner to get these batteries, the 4 12 volts, to sit in there decent. So I've got that modified. They sit in there perfect now. I'll do the same on the other side. That'll get our battery setup going. I found out that it is not the speed sensor or the low batteries that I initially thought was why we couldn't get up to over 8 miles an hour. It's actually the control module underneath that cover was bad. So I sent one out, a spare one that I had, and had it rebuilt. That should be back here in a couple of days. I did get the seat, the bottom seat done. That's the original seat. I had a spare seat cushion over at the warehouse. Thought I'd try my hand at some upholstery work. Got that covered. So my plan is, I've got the full set of 4, there we go, not 3, 4, to get the rest of this done. So I'll recover this and the back seat with that same pattern, or that same kit, and that'll get that looking a whole lot better. I had this spare blue body that I'm going to swap over. That was from Stormtrooper. That was sitting in storage. And of course we talked about those tires and wheels. Those are going to look sharp on here. I do have some bent up pieces and some broken plastic, which we've talked about. But the main goal for today is get these batteries arranged in there a little bit better, and probably get the other wheels swapped over. Not because that's first and foremost on the list, but because the tire keeps going flat and I've got to air it up every 15 minutes. So I think that's about what we've got going so far. So hang in there and we'll get a little bit more done. These cables are just the standard light-duty cables that come with the cart, and I really should take some time and clean up the corrosion on some of the wire ends and things, but we're just buttoning it up so we can move it around, and we'll take care of some of that finer detail stuff later on. So, moral of the story here, boys and girls, if you're looking to do a budget build, look at how much just these wheels change the look of this cart. I haven't even washed it yet. It looks 100 times better. Fills out the wheel wells a lot more. Probably going to ride 10 times better because those old tires were absolutely shot. So, definitely money well spent. I picked these up on Facebook Marketplace with the lug nuts, tires, wheels, everything, 300 bucks. So that was money well spent for sure. So we'll keep plugging away and see what else we can get done. Back at it again. It's 2 or 3 or maybe 20 days later. I don't know. But we've got a lot going on. Okay, I've got Mater sitting here that I need to do a couple things on. I've got Manager Special over here. You can see it's up on jack stands. I'm having a problem with speed on that one, basically. It tops out at 8 miles an hour. Thought I had low batteries. Of course, that wasn't it. It could also be a controller, which I don't think it is. Just from some research I've done, it looks like these speed sensors are pretty common. So we'll throw that in there quick. Let me give you a tour. what I'm going to try to do is recover all these seats. And basically we're going to do a budget build on this one just with parts I have. I think I might have mentioned that already, but we're going to swap it to the blue body, put the seat covers on, fix our bent up pieces, fix our broken pieces, and basically just turn and burn this one. Just because I have my eye on another one, a newer model, and if I bring another golf cart home, my wife might start asking questions. But so we're gonna sell this one probably fairly quickly. I may also hang on to Mater for now. I've got some ideas I want to do on that, and I'm gonna swap. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna put that underbody on this cart because this is a budget build. This is a brand new underbody that I was telling you about. I'm gonna put that on Mater. Just because it's not horrible. I don't even know if you can see it, but it is scratched up a little bit in the back. And this is basically, I guess I would consider, it's a little bit cracked right here too. I guess I would consider this a premium build, and why not? You know, it's not that hard to change. That way basically everything on Mater is brand new. That was the one piece that I didn't replace. So I'm going to swap those, or put that one on there, put the new one on Mater. That way we've got all new parts on Mater. So basically I'm just rambling here because, you know me, I don't really ever have a plan. But we're going to start with this speed sensor. I don't know if you can see it from the top side, but you can definitely see it from the bottom side. And it's right there. Looks like I've already got it unplugged, 2 bolts, and I think 1 more bolt inside for the magnet, and that'll get that should resolve that problem. We'll find out. This is what I was telling you about on this cart. I know it's dusty, but I mean, look at how clean this is under here. This is really, really in good shape compared to some of the other ones. It's just dusty, more or less. Brake cables and everything look real good. So I'm excited about that. But I'm going to start with that speed sensor, see where that takes us. I always like to save the old parts. Well, for one, I'm a pack rat and never throw anything away. But two, you never know when you might need maybe just the magnet, because those fail sometimes, they get cracked, or the hardware, so we'll save that for another day. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see what kind of speed we get. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Well, luckily I have a spare controller, so we'll try that next. So the controller is under this cover, and I'm pretty sure I can't get that out with these 2 batteries in the way. So I'll pop those batteries out, swap that controller over, and see if that cures our problem. So I bought this cover plate on eBay, and what that's designed to do is go on the back of the seat, like so. Okay, so when we put our cover on, we'll wrap everything around all the edges, and then that'll hide all of our staples and the back that's going to look otherwise pretty ugly. So it's about, I don't know, 36 bucks, money well spent in my mind. So not going too bad. This is kind of a universal fit cover. This is the first time I've tried these. They look really nice. Just might have to take our time a little bit. I'll have to pull these staples out because I've got a big wrinkle in here. Alright, here we go. Not the prettiest, but I wasn't going for a beauty contest on this one because the main thing is I just want this thing held on there super tight because our handy dandy cover is going to cover all of that and you don't have to worry about it. So another great reason I got that. So pretty painless. That was probably 15 minutes and we have ourselves a nice cover. Well, apologize for my funny attire here, but I'm sweating like a sinner on Sunday working on this thing, and this will keep it out of my eyes at least, so I can hopefully get a little bit more done here today before we wrap things up. On to my favorite part, pressure washing. This is going to be fun. Alright, there we go. 10 times better just by getting that dust and grime off of there. But this is why I do this. Look at this. I don't like working on dirty stuff, and this thing was filthy. So that's a lot better. Now we can start buttoning it back up. Alright, here we are back in the garage, all cleaned up. My helpers are ready. We got this, guys, right? Give me some kind of sign. Shake your head. Okay, I think we're good. We're going to put the rear underbody off of Mater on this one and the body off of Stormtrooper. So try to get it looking a little better than what it was. So we'll see what happens. Alright, if you're following along at home, anybody realize what I forgot to do before I put the mat in? That's right, 2 bolts on each side for the brake and the throttle. That's what happens when you get in a hurry. Well, I think we're making some improvements here. I haven't washed or really waxed the body. This is trying to do this with as much spare parts as possible. Really the only thing I've bought for this is the wheels and tires and the seat covers, with the exception of the batteries, of course, because the batteries were bad. But everything else I pretty much had for this cart, so this is definitely a budget build. It's coming along pretty good. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Kart Crazy. A couple things I wanted to mention. I did finally get the speed issue resolved off camera. I messed with several things. We did the speed sensor, I messed around with the control module. Through some research I finally realized that it was just set at speed code 1 for whatever reason, which topped it out at 8 miles an hour. So went to the local dealer, he hooked the computer up and cranked it all the way up to a speed code 4, which is the highest you can go, and now we're getting 19 miles an hour out of this cart, so a lot better. On the next episode, we're going to tackle that rear seat kit, do some upholstery, the roof, button up a couple other things, so should be just about done at that point. But thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, and also maybe that bell thing too. That'll let you know when another episode of Kart Crazy is available. So we'll see you next time.